Come here. There we go. There you go. This motherfucker
What's
here
going
won't
on,
let me
man?
hit record
Oh,
first
come on.
before
Old
I'm
man
just
can't
jumping
find
into
the
shit.
record
Like, dude,
button.
what the
Can't
hell? Let
find
me
the
find a
record button.
button. I got
Can't
so much
find it.
stuff I gotta get off my chest today. I'm like, well, hold
Yeah.
on, let me record first, man. Don't
Can't
give me
can't
the good.
can you find
Don't
your
blow your
penis too?
wad. What's
Huh?
up?
Can you find your penis too? Are you having a hard time with that? Huh?
Every
Do you
now
need
and
some
then
do you need
I
some
have
pepper?
trouble.
Huh? You
I
got the
still
tweezers ready? You make
so
that thing
actually
sneeze, you catch
uh,
it?
actually on the serious side, I'm actually gonna put I think 35. I've been playing with this idea about putting it on my refrigerator
Mm.
because they say for every 35 pounds a man loses, he gains 1 inch in penis. And yes, when I was thinner, my dick was bigger. So I actually am putting a 35 on there. Dude, this is no joke. I'm doing that today, actually. As well as I'm switching from the pasta I was eating. So I was doing like a deep dive and like why, because I love pasta, I do love Italian food. It's one of my top five things.
Hey, I'm right
And
there with you.
oh, dude, but I was looking and it's like, well, the pasta you're using is using enriched flour,
Right.
and that enriched flour with all the stuff they add to it
Hmm.
is produces weight gain. So actually, I've
Yeah.
switched to like a different one. I got to pick it up from Target later on today because I actually ordered it and I was too lazy to go yesterday to go get it. But there's a the wheat that they make in Italy is just for that. It's not as sticky as the enriched pasta. It has a better flavor. It still has all the original fiber in it, so it makes you fuller. And that's why people go to Italy, eat pasta and stuff all damn day, and then find out they lost weight. That and the walkability of their cities. But dude, I'm switching. So I've actually put out all that stuff to get rid of it because I'm a huge pasta fan. Penne pasta is my favorite. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
And dude, I am just turning the corner outside of boozing and drinking. I'm getting 1 inch of dick back. I'm getting it back, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I need every inch. I don't have a square to spare. So I'm getting it back. And
Getting
dude,
that
other than that,
yardstick
man,
out, huh?
hey brother, listen, I'm gonna find it, sir. I'm gonna put those tweezers away.
I just told you, man. Get yourself some pepper and some tweezers, and you gotta catch that bitch, man. Gotta catch it.
Dude, brother,
It's like a
it's gonna
Pokemon. Gotta catch it.
you're gonna see me like, wow, that guy is catching his dick now because he's
Yeah.
lost an additional 20 to 30 pounds, man. What's up with you,
Yeah.
brother?
It's not much. There's gonna be quite a bit for us to do. We talked a little bit about that off camera. I won't bore people with that too much. Air show for the weekend.
Oh
The
boy.
Lobster Festival gonna be fun.
So what's that
Yeah,
song they always play at the air show? It's by the Scorpions, not Hit But in the Eyes. It's the song they always play. Uh Here I am, rock me like a
like a
hurricane.
hurricane. I can't
Yeah,
remember the
I used to go see the
specific
Blue
name.
Angels all the time when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and they'd always play that
Well,
song.
there's two fighter jet groups. Blue Angels is one of them. I can't remember the other one.
Do they still have the Blue Angels? I didn't know that
Yeah,
was a
they're
thing.
still around.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they were practicing today. There were four of them flying around. I didn't actually. I saw the underside of the planes. They move so fast, it's really hard to see unless you're really up close. But
Yeah.
since we're far out on the west side, they basically turn. And which was really funny is that we're kind of like a corridor for O'Hare, the landing of the planes and whatnot. I didn't see it. I haven't seen a single civilian aircraft in the sky during the morning. So they diverted traffic for O'Hare on the other side of the city. So they cleared all that airspace so they can practice, so which was pretty cool.
Okay.
But
So when a plane turns, isn't that called banking? I think that's what it's called.
yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, the bank to the left or the right. But yeah, I
Yeah.
do have a
Bank
video of
left.
two of them kind of coming in together, and I'll send that to you
They're
later.
coming
It's
together.
pretty
Right on,
cool.
right on. Right there, Top Gun. Good for you, man.
Well, yeah, they're kind of just banking, and you'll see, and they'll come like it's really,
I
and
know.
it's loud too. You hear the roar of the engine, or after you see the plane. That's just how fast they're going.
Mikey, you can be my wingman anytime. Just throwing that out there. I can't
Yes,
wait to get
man.
old up and go play some beach volleyball with you.
Mm.
Oh, those deep cuts, man. Those deep.
uh,
Okay. What? No, what's so crazy? I saw that movie when I was a kid, and
but Top Gun?
yeah, Top Gun. And
Yeah.
again, there were no gay innuendos then. It was just really cool. And then I found out as an adult that I believe. that movie got so popular, it increased Air Force recruitment by like 8%, something like that.
But they were Navy pilots. What's funny?
Yeah, so like they jumped in the wrong fucking branch.
hmm Yeah, because I think the Tomcats were mainly a Navy aircraft. That was their
I
advanced
imagine.
aircraft for the day. And I was sad to see it go, man, because the Tomcat was an iconic airplane.
Well, I'll be honest, I imagine now you probably have
Oh,
maybe not
these
half the Air Force, but I would say a good portion are probably either training or getting ready to be drone pilots.
well, I think they'll still have fighter jets, but nowadays they can lock onto something
Why
from
would
like
you
30
have it?
miles
No.
away. You can
Why
lock
why would you
onto huh?
why would you need an actual fighter in why would you need a person in the plane as opposed to a person with a huge screen who's been playing the video game their whole life, sitting, someplace and flying the plane back that way?
Hmm.
And
I don't
even
know.
if you
Sometimes you
lose the
need
plane, you still don't lose that person.
no,
You can
but
just get that person
you
a new
sometimes
drone.
you still need that human element, you know. Humans can think on the fly, and make decisions,
It's
in
still
a
a
stress
human
situation.
operating it though. The
Yeah,
human element
but
hasn't gone.
no, but I don't know. I still think there'll be some humans flying planes for a good while
Or I'll give you a better
until
example.
until they get that chip that they had in Terminator 2.
Oh
This
yeah.
thing was flying jumbo jets.
Uh,
Then we got to worry.
well, an example I would think of would be, say you're a helicopter pilot and helicopters have a limited amount of weight and you're going in for a rescue mission to pick up people. Why would I add extra weight for the helicopter pilot and the navigator person, the co-pilot, when I could have both of them in a warehouse somewhere and all that extra weight and room is now pushed up and you could have actual more people in there that you need to rescue piloting
Okay.
the helicopter?
So what happens when the signal that's being used to control these, let's just say someone starts jamming some shit. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
then? You know,
Well, then you can hopefully a person can engage it out of autopilot, but other than that, you're fucked. You're right.
that's what I mean. For me, I think for some things you might have like a human AI kind of interface at some
Yeah.
point. I don't know if you've ever seen, oh man, what's that anime called? Damn it, no, it's gonna come to me
My Little
later.
Pony,
No, I don't remember My Little
Rainbow
Pony
Bright,
having. I don't remember them having
Trolls,
AI companions. I mean,
Cabbage Patch
but hey, if you're
Kids.
just gonna name off everything in the '80s, you might as well just say Light Bright, right?
Light Bright, yeah.
Yeah, an AI controlled Light Bright, man.
Well, I think what we're going toward, if we're still naming 80s stuff, we're going toward Transformers, where we can actually just link with the robot and then do our thing.
Ghost in the Shell was the anime I was talking about.
Okay.
Uh, I could see some of that here in the distant future, cyborg type shit. But
Yes, I mean it'd be interesting. Man. We'll see what I don't know. I'm sure smarter men than us are working on this, but if these are things that we're thinking about, I'm
mm,
sure they're already deep in production with some of these things.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out, right?
Hey, brother, listen. I'm just waiting for you to run for office, and you can give us all that
No,
information. Let us
no,
know
that
what's
ain't
going on.
happening. No, that ain't
Hey,
happening.
man. So I know you got bullshit. Since we're talking about military stuff, you got bullshit you
Let's
got to
talk
get off.
about okay, military stuff. Let's talk about
Before you get into it, you need to find like a ring or something to put in the audio. That way, when a rant is about to start, we know like, okay, sit back and
here. Let me
listen,
see.
because
Hmm.
I did not hear
Trying to get
whatever you
it.
just.
It's not working.
Oh, you're on a headset, bro. There. Well, it just sounded like you're just banging that. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, here, it's on
Go
the
ahead.
table. Let me see.
Nope, nothing. Sorry. Maybe in the playback it'll pick it up, but I can't hear
There
it.
you go. Whatever.
Go ahead.
There.
Hey, that's
there's your
good.
there's your rant sound. Okay. Let's see. We're talking about the military. Okay. So you know all about Sig Sauer. I own several of their firearms. The P320. I actually own the military variants of those, the M17, the M18. So there have been several videos if you can pull the trigger to just before the wall, maybe like what they call the wall. I'm sure you know what the wall is, right?
I do not, sir.
So it's when the slack on the trigger's taken up, and it's before the actual like engagement of the firing pin.
Okay, cool.
So so what folks are able to reproduce, they're able to get the trigger to within a millimeter of the wall, and they're able to jiggle the slide a little bit and actually get it to fire.
Okay.
Uh, well, because
It sounds
so
like
what's
it's
been
more of a defect in the gun than
well, the defect are more of a design flaw, but
okay.
there's been several cases over the years of folks having not negligent, but there's a specific word for it, but it's an unintentional discharge of the firearm, just by
Okay.
having it sit in a holster. Because some holsters, they'll secure your firearm and they either lock on the actual trigger guard, or some of them will actually lock on to the actual part of the trigger itself,
You know,
right?
I've had unintentional discharge, but I think that's just the gonorrhea. That's just me.
No, we're talking about firearms, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sharing.
Let's
I apologize.
focus,
Focus. I got you.
focus. Gotta
You had
ring
me.
it
You had
in.
me at discharge. Like, okay,
Ring it in. Ring it
bring
in.
it
I
in.
didn't say vaginal discharge, right? I said we're talking about a firearm. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Let's ring
Well,
it
it
back in.
fires.
Well, again, so that's kind of been a big thing that's been circling around. So this has led to this firearm, these P320s, M17s, and M18s being banned from some ranges. I haven't heard any around here. I haven't been to a range around here, and since I've been here, I haven't been to a range. But in some places they have banned it. So I got one. I got my M17 in a nightstand. It's been sitting there, so it's kind of been making me think. I've carried my M18, concealed carry, back in Texas. I haven't had an issue. Of course, mine has a manual safety, but
Yeah.
the folks have there's a lot of space and slack between the slide and the frame, the frame where it sits on where the trigger and stuff is. That you can actually get something in there. You can kind of poke at it and you can engage the sear, which will then engage the firing pin. So a lot of that stuff has been floating around. And maybe I can send you some links later on so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But
Well,
yeah,
no, I
basically, I've
get
got
it.
apparently I've got two firearms that can
Yeah.
fire on their own, uncommanded. I'm not just saying, maybe you would need to jostle it, and you need to do you would have to meet certain criteria. But I think part of the point is that, you know, um, when
Does that gun
firearms are,
not? Does that gun not have a safety?
it has nothing to do with your trigger safety or anything like that, because the it's more of a storm, a perfect storm of several things going wrong, which shouldn't happen with a modern firearm, is pretty much the argument.
Okay.
Um, and basically, I think again, I'm trying to talk in as much layman terms as I can. I'm not a firearms expert, so some of the stuff I don't understand myself. But basically, they're saying part of the problem is the actual sear, which is what engages the firing
Yeah.
pin. Right? So when you pull the trigger, the sear gets engaged, and it does its thing, and it either release. I can't remember if it engages or releases the firing pin. Again, I'm not a gunsmith. I don't sit all day watching gunsmithing videos. Maybe I should. Uh, but that's kind of the argument. They think it's a design flaw there. They also believe the firing pin itself, the actual uh firing group set or whatever you want to call it, it's got some defects in it. So I guess we're gonna see what they do about it. I
Sounds
haven't.
like a gun you don't want to have anymore, actually.
Well, I'm not. So I wouldn't carry it concealed. I have the P365X, which is about the same size as your Taurus,
Yeah.
right? Your little Taurus. So that would probably be more of my go-to. Like I said, it's in my nightstand. I'm not worried about it going anywhere. If I got it pointed in a safe direction, it's not pointed at me. I don't go in that drawer very often, and my wife doesn't really touch that drawer, so I'm not worried about it getting moved around or anything like that. Um, so again, It's not like I dig around that drawer. My nightstand, there's really nothing in there I have to go into that drawer for on a daily basis. So it's safer it
Just the
is.
Vagisil, dildos, things like
Yes,
that. You have all those
yeah.
in that drawer.
No, I have a different.
You
I
don't
have a
keep that in
different
that drawer.
place.
You keep it
No,
separate. I
no,
got you.
those go in the dresser.
I would argue that if
I
you
have
ever
a
had an intruder come into the apartment, if
throw a
you
dildo at
act
them.
like a dildo is a gun as
Yeah.
opposed to a real gun, they'll be just as
No,
scared.
you need one of those like 24-inch alien colored dongs,
Which,
and you just
ironically, I
swing it
have one of
around like a
those.
lightsaber,
Yeah.
and then just chuck it at them. You see a
I've been
bolt
kicked out
quick.
of so many kids' parties because I come dressed as a
Hmm.
Jedi,
Yeah.
but that's my lightsaber, and it just doesn't work.
I've always wanted a third. Come on in, Sonny. Here, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
go
one of
ahead. Yeah.
these. That I'm sure that'll scare more than a gun.
Would terrify me or excite me. I don't know which one. I'm confused.
Yeah,
I'm so
no.
sorry, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so we covered the P320. Like I said, I
Well,
do it
why don't you just
sucks
get
because
something
I
else?
really
Why do you
right
like that
now I
gun
don't
so
think
much?
I well, I mean the way this is getting negative press, I'd be lucky to get any money out of both of them to be able to purchase something else.
Okay, well, keep it and get something
As
else.
I'm saying, I'm hanging on to them for now. Like I said, I haven't carried either one of them in a long time. I've mainly taken to the range, but
Okay.
again, I'm safe at a range. I'm not other people around me kind of concern me, but when it comes to myself, I know how I handle firearms. I've never had an accident with them, and I never will because I know exactly what to do. And I practice this every time I touch those firearms. I check them at least 3 times before I even take them apart.
Gotcha.
You know,
Is that the military training or is
yes,
because
partly
you know
military,
the
mostly
weapon will
military
fire?
training, but then the rest of it, is civilian training and common sense, bro. Chamber, breech face, magazine. Those are 3 things you need to check for. As soon as you lock your slide back, chamber, magazine, breech face.
Gotcha.
Look away, same thing. Chamber, magazine, breech face. Do
Magazine.
that in
Gotcha.
that order. As I'm saying, even stick your finger in there. Just be
Yeah, that's
careful.
usually what I do.
Visual, put your pinky in there.
Yep.
Look straight
We're talking
down. Is
about
there
it.
a
We're talking about a gun
magazine?
still, right? We're talking about a gun still?
You're talking about a gun, right?
Because I
Yeah.
put my pinky in a lot of things. Just throwing it out there.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, just
I check it,
pinky,
put my pinky in real first.
visually,
Okay. Give it a sniff.
pinky.
Make sure it's good.
Yeah. You can do that too. You sniff the gunpowder. I mean, heck, you can even take a flag, but they call it a little flag. I got those little orange things. You stick it in a barrel.
Yeah,
Keeps
the guns come with that though, right?
yeah. I have those. You can stick a flag
Okay.
in there if you need to. Stick one of those in there. Check and make sure. Then you flip it. You look down, straight down from the breech, and you look in there. Is there a magazine in there? Yes. Remove the mag. Right. Okay. No mag in there. Breech face is on the back side. Right.
Mhm.
Those 3 things. Look away. Do it again. And if you're OCD like me, look away. Do it again. Then
Mhm.
you can do whatever you need to do with it. You have to be safe. Like I think, like I said, for some of these, maybe, again, some of these parts are worn out. Perfect storm of a gun. There's different parts to a gun. If they're out of tolerance as far as quality control goes, because there's no such thing. Nothing is very as perfect. There's always a small defect here and there. But you know, supposedly Sig is checking every single firearm that's leaving their factory, whereas before they used to do 10 out of every 100, and that's
Okay.
the normal. That's normal across all different firearms. Glock, uh, Taurus. They'll check maybe 10 out of maybe every 100 that comes out of their line
SIG
for
is back to
quality.
being the sidearm of the of
Well, that's
government
what I
agency.
mean. This is a big
Yeah.
deal because
Yeah. Because it
but
used
they're
to be
doubling
Glock, but
down.
Glock lost the contract, or
No, it used to Beretta. Beretta had
well,
the
Beretta was for a
M9.
bit. Then I thought it was Glock
No,
for a bit. It was okay. It just went
no.
from Beretta to SIG.
Oh, you're talking about, well, if you're talking about police force, it's always been Glock.
Okay.
But from the military, it was the M9, the Beretta. The
Yeah.
M9
Gotcha.
was there when I was in '96. That's
That's a
been there.
pretty
It's
gun, man.
been, yeah. Yeah. You had to
Pretty.
qualify for one for a while. Um,
Heard
but
they
yeah,
jam. Uh,
yeah, they
that could be the
jam
older
up.
models. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why the military was so big on cleaning your weapon, especially after Vietnam. Oh, the Colt, or I think it was Colt who manufactured. Oh, you got to keep them clean. So, man, they blamed all the malfunctions on the cleanliness of the weapon. Whereas
Mm.
you can take an AK, throw it in mud, drown it in the water, and it was still fire.
Yeah, I've seen those videos,
M16,
man.
you get a little dirt on it, and it's just, yeah. That's just a trash way of looking at it. Like, if you're basing your firearm not being able to stand the test of time because it's got a little carbon on it,
Mm.
mm, yeah. But the Army, the all branches were very strict about how the cleanliness of your weapon. It had to be clean. Like, I'm talking spotless. Like, they used to put white gloves on and stick it down in the chamber. If they got any kind of carbon on it, you need to spend hours more cleaning this because this isn't
Yeah,
anywhere near clean. Your glove had to be clean.
gotcha.
I mean, I can't tell you how many pipe cleaners and what do you call it? Cotton swabs,
Mm.
you know, oil and CLP. And heck, we even had a parts washer. I don't even know what kind of stuff that was made out of. They had some kind of fluid.
Damn.
Some folks in the military that may know what the parts washer is. It's this big giant thing, has a little, like, almost like a sink, but it has
Okay.
like cleaning fluid that once you kick it on, you got a brush, pours
Mm.
this fluid in. It kind of recycles too, I think. It filters itself out and it recycles, and you can reuse it. Uh, some folks would just throw they would CLP the crap out of it and throw it in hot water, scrub it down, throw some more oil, dry it out, do it again. They had all these tricks to try to get these things clean.
Dude, it's interesting that you and I are friends. We've gone to gun ranges before. You are more of a handgun guy. I am straight up AR-15. Like that is my bread
Well,
and
I
butter. I
can
have
handle
like
my.
four or
You've
five
seen
of
what I've
them.
done with an AR-15. You've seen what I've done with a shotgun. I think for me, a pistol's a challenge. It's
I
a
got you.
lot harder to control a pistol than it is, a rifle, even for a shotgun. As long as you're holding the rifle and the shotgun correctly, you're gonna
Yeah.
hit, right? Because you have that buffer spring and everything else to absorb all that, the recoil and whatnot. The handgun's a little bit different. It's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not just the ability to, hit paper. A lot of it comes down to like the upgrades you can do, especially with the AR platform. You can upgrade, you can mix and match parts, you
Yeah.
can, all the different accessories. So at a buddy of ours said that ARs are basically the equivalent of Legos, adult Legos.
Yes. Duplos.
Yeah. I actually said, dude, actually, I think, and this is super nerdy, but Legos are kind of nerdy also. But I actually think that the AR platform is the closest we're probably going to come in our lifetime to a lightsaber, meaning you can customize it just to yourself. The way like a lightsaber is, you customize your crystals and all that kind of fun stuff. If you get deep into Star Wars lore, you can the hilt and all that kind of fun stuff. Dude, AR-15s are the closest thing we will ever get to that, where you can really just mix and match stuff. You can trade things, you can swap things out, you can customize to your shooting ability, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, those kind of things. And it to me, I just find it really fascinating. So I have
Uh,
like five of them for different scenarios and all that kind of fun stuff. And dude,
you got
dude,
you only need one, bro.
you
You spent too
but
much money. I'm telling you, you only needed the one. What you choose,
so
the 5.56 or the blackout, the 308 or the
So I have
7.62.
blackout. I have 300 blackout. I have
Why do you
all
need
my other
it
ones
all?
shoot either
Dude, you
223 or
honestly get rid
556.
of it. Get rid of all the rest of them. Keep the one.
Listen,
You don't.
listen. These
I know
weapons make
exactly.
me
I know what
feel
I'm talking
safe.
about.
I need to feel safe.
What are you
Okay,
gonna
in
do? You're
my
gonna
in
fire
my
one from one
domicile, in my
arm to your.
home, in my boudoir, I need to feel
Mhm.
safe and
Okay.
secure.
So you
Okay,
said you have
how
how
dare
many?
you? How dare you deny me my
How many
Second
have?
Amendment right as an American to have weapons
So
to make
you have
sure
five, right? You have five.
I have five. That's right. I have
Okay, you have
five,
five.
legally
So
five.
one
And
for
don't ask
your
about the
left
other ones I
hand,
have also,
one for your right hand, one for your left foot, one for your right
just in
foot. I'm
case.
assuming
That's
the other
right,
one's
sir.
probably going to be hanging from your penis. You're going to pull the
Yes, it
trigger with
will.
your. Okay.
Once I get that extra
So,
inch back, oh,
yeah.
it can loop around that trigger and make sure if anybody is coming in this door, prepare for shock and awe.
Yeah,
You're gonna
look
catch
out for
one, but
Black
I
Rambo.
might
He's
go.
got
I'm gonna make
5
sure
rifles, and he's able
my
to hold them all.
tombstone when I go to our Lord and Savior and I at the pearly gates and I look down, my tombstone is gonna say it took 13 U.S. Marshals to bring him down.
You sound like Cletus. Sound like a cousin I know.
But dude,
Man, it's
I'm always
crazy.
because it's collectibles. It's fun to have. I do take it
This is the
seriously,
new Matchbox, Hot Wheels,
dude. It but for adults,
Micro
like
Machines. Remember Micro
it,
Machines?
yes, but
Yeah.
for adults, for grown
Honestly,
ups.
no. If for me, I wouldn't have the one, but I'd have different accessories to play with. That's it. I wouldn't need but one. I had my favorite setup in the military was the M16A2 with the underbarrel grenade launcher, the
So you left
M203.
before they went to the M4, right?
Well, they did have the M4, but team leaders and squad leaders at the time had those. But they were slowly rolling those in. And honestly, man, I think I enjoyed the M16 a little bit more. Because some folks, as they got the M4, they were still mounting them with the full size M203 grenade
Huh.
launcher. And that thing, the M203 barrel was longer than the M4 barrel. It just looked weird until
Yeah.
they got the M4 sized grenade launcher, but it just looked retarded.
Oh, dude. So I thought about because okay, so you know one of my favorite movies is the movie Predator.
Hmm.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger had the weapon you're talking about that had the grenade
Hmm.
launcher underneath.
Yeah,
If you go back and watch the movie, that the guy that was a scout, the Native American dude, Billy,
yeah,
he
Billy,
had an M16, but
a
underneath
barrel
it, it was like a,
shotgun.
a shotgun.
Yeah,
And I was
an
like,
underbarrel
oh,
shotgun. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
that dude, that. But I imagine how that's got to be heavy to
Called the
carry
master
that
key.
around.
Yeah, we
That's what they
call it the
called it.
master key. Well, yeah, some of them they would use them to blow doors off their hinges with it.
Okay.
You hit the top hinge and the
Yeah,
bottom
yeah.
hinge.
And then
Yeah,
you
I
just
call it
kind
the
of go
master
through.
key.
Gotcha. Okay.
The
Yeah.
master
So those are
key.
for more breaches and stuff. But dude,
You
I
they
actually just found that.
Yeah, you would use it for breaching more likely than anything else. I mean, you could use it, but they had different grade. Uh, they had different shells that would do different things. Like,
Okay.
the M203, you had,
So you can
flares,
buy as a
smoke.
civilian, I can buy those and attach it to one or two because I've looked at, I mean, the cost is I think one for like the not the shotgun one, but for the grenade launcher one is like $2,000. And I think you have to
You,
have a stamp for every grenade you have. And if you use it, you have to go back and let the government know that you used it, that kind of stuff.
you need a special license for all that crap too, man. You're talking thousands of dollars.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, I'm not into that.
Like
It'd
at
be cool to
least
have.
50K for the automatic rifles, machine guns and whatnot. It's some funky license you need. It costs a friggin' fortune. It's like 50K
Yeah.
and upwards.
So hypothetically, if you hang out enough gun ranges, you will run across people
Sure, because
who,
they have nothing else better to do with their monch, and it means they have too
well,
much.
no, they didn't. What they all they did was trick out. That's the safest way to say it, trick out their AR-15. And I'm not talking like bumper stock. I'm not talking that. I mean like they've actually just did something on the AR-15 to turn it to automatic.
Yeah,
So you don't
that's
necessarily
yeah.
have to go buy an automatic. You can just kind of trick it out. If you go to and talking that is highly illegal. I tell anyone don't do it. It's not worth it. Dude, you're gonna go through ammo, you're gonna waste so much. It's not as much fun as you think it is.
No, it's after Vietnam. That's why I went to 3 round bursts.
Yeah,
Even then, three
yeah,
round bursts isn't very accurate. But if you're going to hit, let's just say a bunker,
yeah, yeah.
you'd want the 3 round burst to put, because we throw a grenade in the hole first, and then immediately
Yes.
following that, you stick your rifle in there and put on 3 round burst and empty a mag in it just to make sure, and then you go around the back and check. You make sure you got them all.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
So dude, I'm
semi-auto
not.
fire is the best. I have That's the best way to do it. You can pull the trigger just as fast. I'm sorry, tripping over my words, but
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen those AR competitions, and they put I think it's called like a gazelle or whatever kind of trigger in there, and it's just and it looks almost like
Air
they're
trigger.
firing automatic, and they're
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's yeah, exactly. So
And I'm
you can
like,
do all
dude,
kinds
that
of
is
weird stuff.
insane.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
you can.
here we can't have AR platforms, rifles, AKs and stuff like that. It's illegal. That's
Yeah,
being
yeah.
challenged. It's being challenged
Which
right now.
as it should be.
Uh, yeah, I see both sides. I see it both ways, sir.
I know
I
you
don't think
swing both ways. I've never, I mean, I
no. I said
respect
I
that. I
see
agree
it
that
both
you guys should have the right to
ways.
marry.
I
When you have
see it both
parades, I
ways. And we're
support
talking
it.
about firearms. We're not talking about marrying them or screwing them. We're talking
I
about
mean,
owning
dude, if you
them.
want to marry your firearm, I'd attend
I
actually. I'm
don't
like, that'd be a
no.
good match.
I'm married to a human being. I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
In case something happens, that should be an option. That if you like want to come court one of my
I'm fine.
AR-15s.
I'm fine. I slept with my
Okay, you
rifle.
sure?
I'm good enough. Yes,
Okay,
I slept with a
okay.
rifle for 3 years. Wasn't fun. I'm good. I'm good.
It wasn't fun. Did you give
No,
your rifle
I'm
a
good.
name? It kind
No,
of.
the oil itself is something else. No,
I got you. Fair
very
enough, man.
corrosive. No.
Nah, dude, I get it. So what's funny, people used to tease and talk about how far gone I was until COVID hit. When COVID hit, I got so many. I wish I kept that old phone. I got so many text messages from people who thought the world was ending, who were asking me like, "Dude, what kind of?" I had friends who lived in California. I had friends and family who lived in California, and they were in those long ass lines trying to. And like, by the time they were in line, I'm like, bro, you got to try to just get whatever's left. Everything else is gone. And they were asking me what they should get, what kind of ammo, all that. Dude, it impacted me because the price of ammo, as you know, skyrocketed during COVID
Yeah.
because everybody was getting guns. Everyone, things were just, you couldn't keep ammo on the shelves. It was gone.
They had
That
to
let me
protect their
know.
toilet paper stockpile.
So the TP stuff I didn't see coming. I'll address that in a bit, but that really let me know during COVID, let me know what people really think about their neighbors. Yeah,
I mean,
because that's who you're getting weapons for to protect yourself from your neighbors, so they won't come take your stuff. That let me know right
this
then.
is the
Okay,
problem where we live now. People are taught me, and fuck everybody else. Like everyone's house is their own compound, their own property. You have people fighting, they're squabbling over a stupid imaginary line, you
yeah.
know, or a fucking fence, or a tree, or a plant, or a bush. You see how people getting up arms about that stuff. Can you imagine how crazy things would be if shit hit the fan and society collapsed around us? Like that's like crazy in itself. Like that people are so ingrained about their individual selves that they don't care about their own community, and that's scary. I think that will do people in more than any other crisis would. More people would kill each other over the toilet paper stockpile
Oh
versus
yeah,
an
you had
alien invasion.
people
If you had to
ready
ask,
to
if you ask me,
kill
for their
behind
toilet
wiping
paper,
your ass. And I
yeah,
have friends in the military who are like, dude, I could give you 10 different ways to wipe your ass outside of toilet paper. I had friends that you and I both know that served in Iraq, and they didn't have toilet paper around them. Like, dude, but they had to go take a shit.
I I always kept a roll with me. That was like an unwritten rule around for
Yeah,
us. I'd have two rolls sometimes because in your MRE you always got a little packet. You always
yeah.
got a little, like maybe 4 or 5 sheets of 1 or 2 ply per. But hey, if you save those, they're lightweight. They don't take up much space.
Oh, yeah,
But like I
but I
said,
think I,
I kept a roll or two with me, because chances are, if we were on a range and we're camping out there, then there'd be porta potties.
yeah,
Now, if we're doing our tactical training, of course not. There's a hole in the ground, and you better brought some toilet paper. Otherwise, you're looking for a leaf, and you're hoping it's not poison ivy.
yeah.
So, no, those are just there. We had unwritten rules about certain things and tricks and things like that. How do you keep
Well,
your cigarettes dry? Waxer matches, keep them waterproof, dip them in paraffin wax,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like
I mean,
that.
well, there's some things that a I was a Cub Scout as a kid,
Hmm.
and I grew up with the whole be prepared kind of thing. And then plus living in Texas, we have hurricanes. Now we have winter storms that power can be knocked out for days or weeks. You have to have stuff ready for that. So I've always been somewhat of a prepper, but I have my actual pantry full, as well as I have stuff, MREs set aside also, just in case I run out of stuff in the pantry. So I'm prepared for at least a month of, just in case no one's coming, I could kind of hunker down and do my thing. But yeah, after that, then yeah, it's back to fishing and hunting, that kind of fun stuff. So I do have some ARs that are just for hunting. That I do have shotguns that I go duck hunting with, ARs that I go hog hunting with. Yeah, it's just I think some of it's just lifestyle and where you are geographically in the greater United States, that you could be prepared for certain things, because there are times when COVID is one of them, hurricanes, etc. Do you and I lived in Houston when Hurricane Katrina happened,
We've been through several
and
hurricanes.
it was, I mean, but Hurricane Katrina happened, and then you and I were living together. There was that other hurricane that was gonna hit Houston, and remember, everyone tried to evacuate.
Oh, they
It
got
was
stuck on the roads for hours. My wife
Those
was one of
people
those
ran out of
people.
gas.
Ran out of
Yeah,
gas. Uh, the cars overheated.
yeah, yeah.
You
You and
know,
I hunkered down in that apartment. We when we was a small apartment, so we had a community of people. Even when water was coming up and that drain wasn't flowing, we got down and dug the dirt out of there, so the water. Yeah, remember
water
that?
would drain out. Yeah.
So the chains wouldn't get their apartment flooded, stuff like that. So we acted as a community. At the time, we didn't have weapons, but we had stuff stocked up. We had manpower,
Get
and we
food,
just waited it
water,
out.
all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We lived on the second floor, so that kind of helps.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, dude, it was just we
We had
were
backup
prepared
plans
for that.
too. There's plenty of places to go if it was going to get real stupid,
But with that,
multi-level
how long
garages,
were we out
buildings.
without power?
I think one time we were out power of like 10 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And partially, it was probably 1 day extra because somebody in our complex killed all the
None of the coppers,
breakers.
those jackasses that lived in the back, who are neighbors who had a house, try to cut down a tree, and it hit one of like the poles, the light pole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the power poles, and knocked
Right.
down the power stuff. Yeah,
No, but someone else in our own community, they went and turned off all the breakers in the apartment complex and forgot about it. And everybody else around us had power. And here
yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't until someone said, "Oh shit, the fucking breakers." Because they called the power company and like, no,
yeah,
we show your circuits are energized. You need to check
yeah,
your breakers. And the guy's like, oh fuck the breakers. I'm like, you dumbass. Why'd you touch them?
yeah.
You know, why did you
I,
touch them? You had no business doing that. And I
I
get why
think,
they did it. They were
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
keep it from shit from blowing up when they turned it
yeah,
back
yeah,
on. But that's real rare, right? All of our stuff was on a surge protector anyway, right? And I bought them and I know they were like top quality. So
yeah, yeah.
all of, our stereo equipment, our band equipment, all that stuff was protected. So I'm like, why
Oh
did you
yeah, you
touch my
got me into
shit?
that. I got top of the
Yeah.
line surge protectors in my house because I live
Mm-hmm.
with you, and you're like, no, you need.
As I say, you had no business touching my stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Next time this happens, don't fucking touch my breakers. Leave them
yeah,
alone.
yeah. There you go.
Can't
The
remember
whole
the
point.
guy's name. I can't remember his fucking name, but I almost wanted to
Yeah,
strangle
yeah.
him because
I
that.
think, was that the dude that was like the jazz bass player who was also a massage therapist as well?
No, I don't think it was him. I think it was
Okay,
no, it was somebody else. But
okay.
no, I know who you're talking about. No, it wasn't him.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, dude, but with that, when shit hits the fan, I think preparedness, as well as just really the power of your community coming together. And that's what we did. We hunkered down and we waited it out. And we were much better off than the people who
And
were,
this is like
because
20, we're
again,
talking 20
Katrina
years ago
just
too,
happened.
guys. 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
It's 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, 20 plus years ago. But Katrina
Yeah.
just happened. And then what, 6 months later, we were about to get hit. with
There's
a
Ike,
storm. No, it wasn't Ike.
Rita.
Ike was in 2008. Yeah, we
Was it
can look it
Rita?
up. Yeah, it was one of those that hit it, but it did nothing happened. It actually
No, it did
got
knock out power.
yeah, yeah.
You were staying elsewhere,
No, no,
and
I was
me
living
and
with
my
you.
girlfriend.
No, no.
No, which
It
one
was
was it? Was it Katrina? Was that the one where you went to go stay with
Katrina
somebody?
was Katrina was New Orleans. And then
Right.
that very next storm that nothing really happened was I forgot what that hold on, my phone. Turn it off, sorry. That very next storm, I forgot that one, but that one was hit and nothing happened. And then another hurricane. I think we were still living together,
It
but
was
we both
Rita.
had girlfriends. Dude,
Yeah,
it's
it
hazy.
was Rita, I think.
Uh yeah, we smoke and drink a lot. So yeah. But yeah,
You
dude,
went
again,
states elsewhere, and me and my girlfriend at times stayed behind. You were already out and about. I think you were house sitting
oh yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
So that one I went with some of our friends.
Yes.
We were still staying, but that was the same time that nothing happened. So we went out. I'll tell you who it was later on. It was a couple that's still married to this day, and we hung out with them. And they went. We went with them, and I hung out and got drinks and went to like a restaurant and stuff and got wasted. Actually, I remember this distinctly. I got wasted, and they had a copy of Sin City that I watched at their apartment while I was puking
I
in.
know what you're talking about now. But something did happen.
Yeah,
We didn't get a whole lot, but we did lose power for a bit.
yeah, yeah,
Because me and my then girlfriend were sleeping outside in the
yeah, yeah,
breezeway because
yeah,
it
yeah.
was a lot cooler than it was
Yeah,
inside
dude.
the apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh,
power is
yeah.
out probably for, I don't know, 3, 4 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just happened to be visiting because she lived, up
Yeah, yeah.
north,
In the different part of
North
Texas. Yeah, I remember
Texas,
her. Yeah. Sweet girl.
at the
God
time.
bless her. Uh,
Yeah.
God bless all our
And here's
exes.
you all, man, air conditioning and having a good time. I'm like, man, where you
No,
guys at?
dude. I was suffering, sir. I was
You were
suffering because
suffering, yeah.
she had a roommate and they would bicker constantly, and it was not fun. I had AC, but I had all the problems with living with two women who were very jealous of each other for whatever God knows whatever reason. So no, I willingly came back home. Once the power came back, I'm like I'm fucking gone.
Yeah.
But no, God
Uh,
bless all our ex-girlfriends. We wish them not ex-girlfriends and ex-wives. We wish them nothing but the best. Go
no
with
comment.
Christ. No comment. Okay, fair enough.
No comment. We'll
Yeah,
leave it at
dude,
that.
but a lot of that is just living in this in even though we live in first world countries, man, shit does happen. And
I
we
don't know. The Texas power
understand,
grid feels like it's from a third world country.
well,
Like,
it's better now,
I don't
but
know about better. Man, it's still anytime it farts, the power goes out, especially in your neighborhood.
oh yeah, dude. So I've been without power for like up to 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
just from a simple storm.
well, it wasn't simple. It tore up shit. That was a hurricane that
No,
hit it, dude. Trees were down
that was
everywhere, knocked
no,
out
no. I'm
power
talking about here
lines.
recently. We had a little power. You had a power outage for a couple days just
Oh
from a
yeah,
little
yeah.
storm.
That was recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, dude. Again, stay prepared, sir. Be prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared.
Well, have you thought about getting a generator for the house?
So what's fun? What's so crazy is that I live in the suburbs, and during that last major one that happened, where I was out power for 2 weeks,
Hmm.
you thankfully I was still kind of hanging out in the city, so I would work part-time in this one spot and go I would go in the city just to get gas because all the gas stations would be out because everyone is there, has a generator, is pumping all the gas out because they got to gas up their jennies. So all of the places to get gas in where I live were all out of gas. So I literally have to drive into the city to go get gas because in the city it's mostly apartment complexes and you can't have generators in apartment complexes.
Right.
The most they can have is like maybe some solar powered stuff to kind of charge up their cell phones and shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
so now I made do, man. It was okay. Uh, a couple days without power. Yeah, man, I just make sure my cell phones are kind of charged because I had those portable things. But you get used to it. It's just one of the things that, dude, it's the things that you and I kind of prepare for in life. When things hit the fan or things don't go as planned, you can't go crying to mama. You got to take care of yourself.
No, I'd rather lose power in the winter than in the summer. A lot of people are probably going to think you're crazy for that, but you can warm yourself up in the wintertime more than you can cool yourself off in the summer. So if I
Yeah,
had a
well, I
choice
keep,
between the two seasons, I'd rather be winter. Again, and like I said, if you've got gas heat, maybe you can get away with it, except for the fact that your fan probably won't run.
yeah.
But you can run your stove. You got a gas stove. You turn on the oven, heat the house. That's what a lot
Yeah,
of us
yeah.
did
But I
when there
got a
was no central
fireplace.
air.
And yeah, I got a gas stove that does help heat the house and
Yeah.
stuff as well. But nah, dude,
Yeah.
it's nothing I care to repeat. Dude, some of that stuff it's crazy. And
Hmm.
you just kind of hang out and wait for the power to come back on. And you are so thankful when it does. God bless those linemen who are out there getting it. This last storm that hit Houston. I remember we were out without power for a couple weeks. And dude, those linemen were being shipped in from other states. And a
Hmm.
couple of them got assaulted because people would see them on break, like to getting lunch before they go back up on the power line and whatnot. And people were like coming out, threatening them with guns and shit, saying, "You better get your ass back on and get our power back on." And I'm like, dude, these
That's
guys can
insane.
let them get lunch. Let them get some
Yeah.
food.
That's what I mean. People don't give two shits about other people. They only care
Yeah.
about themselves, and when it affects them, they don't. They're all up in arms about it. Yeah, and I do remember those stories, and that they most of them got arrested when they caught
Yeah.
them.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, idiots. Come on, man.
Yeah. You had linemen coming
But
out from like
but
Alabama
that's
and all
that's
that kind
what
of
we
stuff.
bought. That's kind of that's why I'm kind of glad I've gotten away from some of that nonsense because you know here, even though people will talk shit about Chicago, but I've seen friendly here. I've seen people helping other people. You know, uh, I've seen that in the South too, but I don't know, man. I think people in the South are more prone to grabbing their guns when things don't go their way, more than I've seen here. And that could be, because a lot of people here don't own firearms for one reason or the other. Some
I don't
folks
know.
are
You have a whole
illegal
lot of gang
gun,
activity happening up in Chi-Town. So,
big
uh,
city. Gang activity existed in Houston, and it still exists in Houston. It's just as bad. You know, people, again, and you know more of this more than I do, that people will focus on the negatives of certain groups of people, because either there's an agenda to, or they're afraid, right?
mm.
Clutching of the pearls and crossing the street when they see a black man, or a brown man or Asian guy,
Which is what I do
oh my God.
whenever I see, especially when I
You
see
should do
white
that with
people. I
white
just
people.
clutch my
You should do
pearls.
that with
Like,
white
oh
people.
no.
I'm gonna clutch my purse. Oh my God, cracker. Cross the street.
Oh my God.
Man, have you heard some of the stories lately? There's a gentleman in South Carolina, a black truck driver, was being threatened by some white folk. I'm trying to remember where exactly this was. I think he was delivering a load somewhere, and they're out in the middle of nowhere. And a trucker lost his phone and wanted to blame him for it, and they were threatening to kill him and lynch him and shit. And you literally hear the guy saying, "Yes, sir." Go, and the other guy's like, "Go back in your truck." "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." And all these other folks are like, Why are you calling this white man sir? Dude, these guys are armed. What do you want me to do? I'm all by myself. I'm not
Yeah.
armed. All I got's my truck. My thought process was is to get safe and get out of there, not get myself shot because these guys think I stole their phone. It's insane. These stories are
Dude,
popping up all over the place.
that
Uh,
so that happened to me about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. I haven't heard that story that you mentioned, but I walk my dog all the time, and I was walking my dog, and I walked past like a truck. I guess they're doing some work or whatnot. And then I was walking back in my neighborhood, and that truck came, and the guy got out, and he was like, "Hey, you took my phone." I'm like, "Why the fuck would I take your phone?" And I was like, and he was a Hispanic guy actually. Which I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, dude, it's just a people. I don't give a fuck what they are, what anyone is. But yeah, the guy came up and came up to me and my dog and like, "Hey man, you took my phone." I'm like, "Bro, I have an iPhone 7. Why would I need your phone?" So I did. I actually tried to track his phone with my phone. I gave him all my here's my phone number. I let him take
I
a
don't give a
picture of who I
shit.
am. Yeah, I let him write down who I am. Well, here's all my credentials. I live in this
But
neighborhood. Why would I take
he's
your
not a cop.
phone?
He's not a
But I
cop. Why would
walked
you do
past
that?
his truck. So, and I guess he lost his phone. I mean, God, hope God he found it somewhere. But yeah, the guy drove around the neighborhood looking for me, and he got out. He didn't live there. He was doing work there, and thought that I took his phone. I'm like,
How did he
why the?
think you took your phone? Did he see you
I'm the
take it?
only one walking. Yeah, I guess he had his windows down or something. He thought, I guess I
I'd have
reached
told him
it.
call the cops. At that point, if it was just the
Well, he
one
didn't
of
have a phone,
you,
so like
fuck
I would
him.
have to call the
Go find
cops.
someone, call the cops. I'll wait right here.
But I'm like, hey, dude, here's my number.
Don't
Here's
don't give
this.
no next. Don't do that. Fuck that. I wouldn't
I'm
give.
like, why would I? I even try to help him find like insurance on your
You can
truck.
help him find his
I'm like, well,
phone. I mean,
bro,
but shit,
and
man. Fuck you.
and
If
this
you're gonna
was during
accuse
the
me of
summer.
stealing without having any evidence of it, fuck that, bro. Don't feed into that shit.
I was actually concerned that the guy lost. I'm
No,
like,
I
dude,
know
it sucks losing your
you're a
phone. Yeah.
helpful person, but I'm just saying in general,
Like,
it's
why the
one
fuck would
thing
I
when you're surrounded by a
take your
mob, but
phone?
some jackass in a truck, I told him to get bent,
Yeah.
bro.
So I
Go get
told him
back in
who
your
I
truck.
was. And I'm like, dude, this is my name. These are the credentials behind my name. Why the fuck would I take your phone?
I mean, did
Yeah,
he say I
it was
saw
just
you
crazy.
take your phone, or you just because you're
No,
just a
no,
random
he
black dude
just
walking around the neighborhood?
his phone came up missing, and
You just
he
walk
was
by with a
like,
dog.
"Yeah, I walked
You
by
took
with
your
my
phone.
dog." He naturally assumed, I guess, that I reached in his truck and took his phone, and you got my phone. I'm like, why would I have your phone? And I'm like, bro, I don't. The only
Did you get an apology?
I had like jogging shorts, like Nike jogging shorts. They're not long. They don't come down to your knee. They're coming like
Right.
halfway. Yeah, so I'm like, all I have two pockets. Like, here, enter my pockets. Here's my phone because I had it plugged up to my headphones. Here's my phone. Here are my keys to my house. Where the fuck am I? Why would I take your phone? Where am I going to put your phone? Why would they want your phone? I don't know who you are. That shit was crazy, man. Yeah, but that dude, that happened so often.
Did
And
you get an
I haven't
apology
thought
at
about that till
least?
you mentioned this story.
Did you
What's
get an
up?
apology? No,
No,
sorry.
I mean, no, I didn't get anything. He was just like, he just thought I took his phone for some reason. And I proved to him, like, hey, I don't have your phone. Here's who I am. Please feel free to call
You
me.
did
Hope you
way
get your
more than
phone
you should
back.
have. If it were me, hey, if you're accusing me of crime, go call a cop. I'll wait here.
He ain't got no
Fuck it.
phone. He ain't got
Don't
nowhere, he
care.
ain't got nowhere to go.
Go to a
Yeah.
neighbor's house and call. Knock on someone's door and ask them to call. Fuck it. I'll call for you. I'll call for you.
I didn't even think of any of that.
I'm just saying,
I was
you
literally
don't
trying
have
to
anything
help
to
the
prove to
guy find
anybody. I
his
get that,
phone.
but I'm just saying, man. But it's
I was like,
different
did
if
you
you're in a
drop it?
mob
Did
of
you leave
fucking
it at another
people.
job?
But
Like, how do
one
you know you had
jackass
it?
coming to you saying that you took his phone, I'd have told him get bent, get back in your truck. Sorry you lost your phone, but I don't have it, buddy.
Bro, I wasn't even thinking that. I was legit trying to help him find his shit.
No,
I'm like,
go fuck
okay.
off, you jag off. I mean, shit, get bent.
Yeah, I mean, these are things that you think of afterwards once it happens. But
All
dude,
right,
and actually, you're the
man.
first person I've told this story to since it happened. Like, I don't even tell anybody the story because like it's just one of those things that happen. You just walk around and people think you took something. Like, I didn't take anything.
No, like I said again, I've never been accused of taking anything, and so this is just me saying, "What the fuck?" How would I act? Maybe I don't know. Would I act the same as I'm saying right now? Maybe I don't know. I have a penchant of trying to be helpful. I'll be.
And I
So
said, hey
here, it's
man,
another
I'll
story.
call your phone from my phone. Maybe it's in your truck somewhere. Maybe it's in between the seats or some shit. So I called his phone from my phone. So he has my number. I never got like a updated, hey, I found my phone text, that kind of thing. So I don't know if he still thinks I took it or whatnot. But yeah, I tried to call his phone. It didn't ring. It went straight to voicemail. But I'm like, nah, I didn't take your stuff.
You turned my
But
phone off.
I was like, I didn't look at it like now, mind
Let
you,
me check
it
your
probably
personal
was
locker.
fucking racist. But I looked at it like, dude, this is a working man. He's trying to do his job. He's on a truck. All his work orders probably come to his phone. He's using GPS. Like I use GPS on my phone all the fucking time. So he's
If
probably
you if
doing all that. Let me
you
try to help this guy find his
if
phone.
your life is on the phone, secure it or keep it on your person.
Well,
Can't
yeah, I
leave
wasn't
shit
thinking about
laying
like
around
his
anymore.
baby pictures and
No,
shit. I
I
was
know
thinking
that.
like,
No,
dude,
just
he's got to go to
no, but I'm
work.
just saying in general, if he felt that was that important to him, fucking secure it, bro. That's on you. You
Yeah.
can, shit will disappear if it's not fucking nailed down. It's this society we live in these days.
So
You can't
yes
leave
and
anything
no.
laying out.
I will say again, I have an iPhone 7. I have left my phone and come back and my phone is sitting right there because no one wants an iPhone
The
7.
crackhead's not desperate enough to take it. Oh man, it's a fucking iPhone 7. I need a 16. Fuck you
Man,
talking
what
about
the
this
fuck am I doing with the
bullshit.
iPhone 7?
Yeah, my wife had an XR, an iPhone XR, just replaced it. I've been bugging her for like the last 2 years because this thing's been crapping out.
Yeah,
Crapping out, like crashing and all this other stuff. I'm telling you, this XR phone, it just ain't can't handle these new Apple updates anymore. It's too fucking old. I'm
yeah.
surprised they still get it. I'm shocked. This XR is still getting
Yeah, mine
iOS
got updated
updates.
a couple days ago. I think
Well, she just
18.6 or
well,
whatnot. Yeah,
it's the camera busted on it to the point. Well, I mean, it still took pictures and whatnot, but they were kind of foggy and whatnot. Her facial recognition stopped working. It'd
yeah.
randomly crash. It's like, dude, just fucking look. Don't even go through the phone company. Get it through Apple directly if you want. Screw, because with some mobile carriers you can get, oh, we'll get it free on us,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like in the form of a credit, but your phone is locked until you pay it off, right? I'm like, just dude, either finance it through Apple or pay it up front, and that way the phone's completely unlocked. You own it. That's what I'm gonna do
Dude,
from
I
now
am
on. I'm not
not.
doing that shit.
Fuck. I get those text messages all the time from Verizon. I am not financing a fucking phone. That is not happening.
I've done the same thing. This is it. This phone I have right here, I got two more payments and it's fully paid off. And here, the last few
Dude,
phones,
what that, you know how crazy that sounds?
I
Why are
know.
people making payments on a fucking phone?
Mm.
I know it's not just me. I can't just be just the cheap
Well, I
guy
mean, the
talking.
upfront cost of a phone's like $1,200,
Why would
but
I
that's how they
pay
get you.
$1,200 so I
It's
can fucking play these lame ass games that are on my phone?
Well, now you're starting to sound like an old man. Sounds like you need
I
one of
am an
those
old
rescue
man. I'm like,
phones.
there's no way
You need to
in
go
West
back.
Hell.
You need one of those flip phone Motorola phones, right? We need to go
Yeah,
back to that.
so
The
I used to
Nokias.
work at a homeless drop-in center, and one of our volunteers got her phone stolen.
Hmm.
And sure enough, what happens? They get their phones taken. There's like these kiosks where you can drop phones in the
Hmm.
hood that will pay you for the phone and shit like that.
50
So
bucks.
yeah, we went to we replaced the phone because hey man, you volunteered with us. We want to make sure we're good.
Hmm.
That phone was like $1,400,
Yeah.
and I'm like, for a phone?
Yeah.
I mean, does it have like a microwave or something in it? What the fuck does it do?
All this other
Why would you
bullshit.
need a 14? Dude, that's more than a laptop.
It is. Like I'm saying, but for a base end model phone, and like I said, my wife didn't get the latest and greatest thing. I mean, it's iPhone 16, right? But she didn't get like the Ultra Max or Pro or whatever they call them nowadays. And I
Dude,
think it was
that
like
is
1,000.
ridiculous. Dude, my mortgage is $1,200.
I know,
Your
I know,
phone
bro,
costs
I
more
know.
than my mortgage.
But that's why I say, I mean, I keep my phone maybe every once my phone stops getting Android updates. That's a security risk. So then I'll replace it. But I've told myself that this is the last phone that I finance through like T-Mobile or something. If I'm gonna finance it, I'll do it through the manufacturer directly instead of doing it through like the phone company.
No, thank you, man. I'm good. I can't do it, bro. I know
Or
I'm
I'll save
cheap
my pay.
and old
Like I'm
guy.
saying, like I said, again, 5 years over time, you can save a little bit of money if you're gonna do that. That would probably be my best advice.
Oh
If
no,
you're
not
looking
a
at
million.
replacing your phone every 5 years, maybe you should stick $100 a month, or $100, here and there, $20, whatever.
No,
That
no.
price isn't going
Oh,
away unless somebody comes in and says you can't do that, right? These phones are going to cost that,
yeah. So what I've
or like I
seen
said, unless you go to an old people's phone. Well, nobody's going to
in
do
old
that.
people. Well, that's what I've seen is younger people. Some of them actually reverting back to flip phones, and actually, I've saw two that actually went back to Blackberries and started just buying a BlackBerry and just I'll just put all my stuff on here. There's no reason for a phone to be that fucking expensive. If I ever did get another phone, because remember, I when I worked at that government spot, I had a BlackBerry for years. And I was actually reluctant to switch to the iPhone because I like the feel of buttons. I'm old school.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
and then
I mean that
switch
all
up.
goes back to the value for the shareholder.
Yeah,
We need
yeah.
to
I'm
think
like,
of our
nah,
shareholders. Well,
I'm,
that's why your top
I would go.
1% of your shareholders demand that phone be that price.
Nope. I'm getting the BlackBerry. If that's the next
No,
thing I need to get, I'm getting the BlackBerry to switch my number to this, and I'm good, man. There's no way I'm fucking paying that much money for a phone,
no, I
which
get
I
you.
use it for everything but making phone calls.
I make phone calls. You like the texting. I like for me phone
No,
calls
no,
are
no.
more
So I like
personal.
sexting. I'm sending you sexy
Oh,
messages. Hey,
mm.
what are you wearing? Mikey, what's going on? What's happening up there? What you got? What kind of lingerie are you wearing right now? What's happening with that?
Well, you
Here's some
notice I
music.
ignore your just text me requests. I call you all the time, regardless. I'll leave you a
Yeah,
voicemail. I don't
yeah.
even know if you listen to them or not, but fuck that. I'm not texting you. I'm fucking
Hold on,
calling
hold
you.
on, hold up. Let me see. I haven't listened to my voicemail. Let me see how many voicemails I have
That's what I
just
mean.
hanging.
I leave voicemails, and if you hear it, fine. If you don't, well, you missed out on some important information. Screw you. I'm not texting you either.
I
Unless it's
have
super
80
duper
voicemails.
important, you're not getting a text from me.
Yeah, I'm put. You may be able to see that. I have
Oh,
80 voicemails that I have not listened to.
I mean, at this point, you
They're
might
just
as well
kind of
mark them
hanging
all
out.
red.
Yeah. So these date back, bro. These date back to. Oh Jesus! This one dates back to 3/22/18.
Hmm. Why not just read them? Just mark them all as red and be done with it. That that that
Well,
that notification count would annoy the piss out of me. I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna mark these as red. How do you not? I mean, do you have like the little bubble notifications that you have in all your apps and stuff? Do you have a bunch of numbers all over them? Like when you open your phone, you got like 20
oh
different
yeah, for
notifications
like
from like Chrome or some garbage, and it's just all over
I
your
have those
phone.
from for text. Like for text messages, I have like 30 unread text messages.
Oh man, that
So
would
I
just
have
drive me
those.
crazy. Mine has to be all red because I hate seeing the fucking numbers.
Yeah, and for group me, I have 211. Instagram, I have six, and for Duolingo, I have two
Mm.
right now.
Well, I have 22,000 unread emails in Gmail, but we won't.
There you go. At the end of the day,
uh,
like it's
but I
just
mean,
blurring numbers now.
honestly,
It's just
most of it's
numbers.
just promotional crap,
Dude,
but
most of the voicemails I get is just people either
uh,
selling me
well, I
shit
go
or
through maybe my email once every 2 years, and I'll actually go through and flush them out. I really, honestly, man, what I need to do is start creating some rules for some things because 99% of it I don't need.
well, on my email, I actually hit unsubscribe to a lot of things, but I
Me
notice I
too.
still get emails from them.
Because they probably have you under like a different marketing group, so you have to go through all that shit. Or sometimes it's
Yeah.
just there as a placebo.
Yeah. So to me, it's my mailbox is the same way.
Mm,
Like if I go to my mailbox, I go to my mailbox maybe three, it is right down my driveway. I go to my mailbox maybe 3 days a week and I'll just get the mail. And maybe out of a week's worth of mail, there might be two relevant pieces of mail that are relevant to me. Everything else is just junk mail.
yeah, I just anything that has my name on it, it's junk. I shred the stuff that has my name on it, and I
Yeah.
toss the rest. Anything that has
Yeah,
my
that's
name
what
and
I do. Just
address, I
toss it.
toss.
Yeah, just toss it.
Applications for credit cards, I shred those. I check my mailbox every day, but that's just me. It's right down the stairs. It's right around the corner from me, actually.
Yeah, I
So
don't get like
I
most of my
check it.
bills I pay online,
You know,
like all that shit. Like I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really.
no, all the bill stuff. I mean, I got my voter's registration card here the other day. So also, this is, not sure if many people know this, but when you change your address and you do that whole address change through the post office, you'll notice that you get an influx of credit card offers and stuff like that. It's because they sell your info. So
Hmm.
instead of actually going through the process of changing your address, you can do mail forwarding for a year, and you can extend it if you want to, just in
Okay.
case you think you're going to miss something. But since I have moved and we've done that, I used to get a ass load of credit card offers in the mail. I haven't seen one since I've moved here.
Okay.
So
Now that's handy.
yeah, And I'm like, man, if I want a credit card, I'll get one. It's nice to know that I can get one, because my credit's excellent,
Yeah,
but
I
uh,
get them. I just throw them in
I
the
don't need it.
trash. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. No, but usually what I do, anything that has my name and address on it, I will shred that piece, and then the rest of it, coupons, whatever. I don't really have anything to do with trash.
Yeah,
If I get mail from someone who used to live here, there's a little bucket or a basket downstairs. That's where those go.
yeah, yeah,
Me and my wife have sent so much mail back. Do not no longer this address, and she has a little thing, that you can run a stamp.
yeah, yeah,
She'll stamp it. We'll send it back. They keep sending them back. I'm like, dude, why the hell am I, because technically you could go to jail for mail interference if you throw it away. I'm like, okay, well, you guys aren't sending the shit back. You just keep sending it here. And so another thing we got is so it's we'll block out the address of this mail that comes to us that's not really for us. We'll block it out with this confidential thing. It's like an ink roll. It says confidential all over it. So we'll go over the envelopes, the address screen, and then we'll
damn.
tell it send back, return to sender.
Okay.
So,
Dang, y'all
but that's
hardcore with
her.
it, man.
Me, it goes straight in that basket downstairs. When that gets emptied, I don't give two shits. That's not my problem. Maybe it should be my problem. Uh, yeah. But I cleaned up that area downstairs. When I got here, they had like three or four of those Amazon delivery bags sitting there.
Mm.
And these Amazon people come in the building. I'm like, can you guys take these? Because they don't belong to us. Oh yeah, yeah, we'll take them. I didn't realize they were empty. I thought they were, full of junk. I'm like, no, I just emptied them. They were full of junk. I threw all the junk out.
Mm.
People had random empty boxes and crap and stuff. Like these are fucking trash cans. So I'm like, please get these out of here.
Cool,
Yeah,
man. All right. Well,
trying to
dude,
keep the apartment complex common area clean. Try.
look at you, sir. So, man, you're a good American, brother. You're all right.
I got myself to talk about being nice. There's been a couple times where I've been approached by people, been in the grocery line, and we've had two different instances of folks just having a one. I just need one thing. Can I jump ahead of you? Sure, that's fine. And my wife would give me the stink eye. So the first time I did it, this lady wanted I can't remember if it was chewing tobacco or if it was pipe tobacco.
Okay.
And so this lady asked the gentleman, "Hey, I want this," and she pointed it to him. It's in the cigarette case, so he goes and grabs it. And she's like, "Why you can just bring them all? Bring all the specific brand pouch of whatever over here, so I can have a look at it." So he grabs like all three of them or whatever, and she starts feeling around. And she turns to me and says, "Man, you gotta check these because sometimes they're not, one's more full than the other, And I'm like, okay, well, she's taking her fucking time. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, lady, I'll let you jump in line because you said you wanted one thing. And she's feeling around this stuff. People behind me are starting to get impatient. And then the lady that actually the checkout lady's like, "Ma'am, can you speed this up? I got a bunch of people waiting in line." And then this lady stops. Then when she's doing it, she says, "I know you just didn't talk to me that way." And I'm like, "Lady, I was nice enough to let you jump in line. Okay, you're holding up all these other people, and not just them, but me. I let you in line to do this one thing. Can you please hurry up and make your transaction and get out of the way so we can go? Because I got shit to do. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but you're being rude right now."
Yeah.
And she's like, Lily's like, "Look, you can either purchase this stuff or you can get the hell out of my line because I'm about to call my manager who's going to call the police. I'll find that out, you know." And then this next time, this one guy is like, "Hey man, I just got to pay for this," and it's like an empty like container of I don't know, it was fucking potato salad. It was empty.
Mm.
Then all of a sudden, there's like three other motherfuckers that jumped in line with them. They didn't have anything with them, granted, but I'm like, but they were all trying to squeeze through, the little space there was between the cart and the
They couldn't
aisle.
wait for him on the
They
other
couldn't wait
side
on
of
the other
the
side.
cafe.
I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what? I said, why do you all three of you need to be here? I'm like, what the fuck,
Moral
whatever.
support.
I guess, and then they couldn't remember their the phone number they got for their discount. I'm like, really? It's a $4 fucking plastic container a potato salad. Apparently, you ate that you're trying to pay for, and then oh, and the kid's like, "Oh, I remember." So he types it in. I'm like, really?
Mm.
Fucking wasting my time? Come on, man. And my wife turns to me again. She's like, "You do that one more time, and I'll murder you." Next time you tell them, go to the self checkout, which 99% of the time the self checkout line's about full too. But that's just me trying to be nice. But I see me being nice has screwed me like two different times.
Yeah, man. That's dude. They could at least bought you some chewing tobacco or whatnot when that lady was in the line. She's like, hey, buy me one too.
Chewing tobacco or pipe tobacco. I can't fucking remember. I think it was chewing tobacco. I mean, I don't know if she was buying it for herself or her husband. I'm like, really? You're gonna sit here and fucking feel the pouch and shake it and weigh it?
Bullshit. Sometimes you
You're
got to
gonna whip
feel the
out your own
packet of
scale. I mean, do
Copenhagen
you have your
to
meth
make
scale
sure.
in your purse too? You're gonna weigh that shit? Come on, get out
Exactly.
of here.
Dude, they're screwing you. Make
Ugh.
sure. That's right.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, all the packages have got a lot more air in them since then. Like, and they're charging the same thing, if
Well,
not more.
with chip bags, they put the air in there. They fill it with nitrogen air so that way the chips don't get crushed too bad. But people, but they even put that on the package sometime. Air for, package contains air.
Just screwing the working man. That's all they're doing,
Well,
sir.
yeah, they make the package look bigger, but it's the same amount. 50% more. 50% more air, motherfucker. It ain't the real steel. It ain't the real
Motherfucker.
thing.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we're just getting gypped everywhere. Getting fucked left and right, man. Bent
Bro, they're
over,
getting
bent over, and then bend over some more.
and
Yeah.
some more. Just
And
a
some
little bit
more.
deeper. That
Yeah.
consumerist
Mm.
cock, that capitalist dick, bend over just a little bit more. So I can just go a little.
Mm.
I think it's a George Carlin joke, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm clearly stealing that
Servicing
bit.
this account.
Yeah, I'm servicing. This account needs
Yeah, you're getting
service.
serviced all right. His account is getting serviced. He's thrusting his hips. Yeah.
Dude, that guy
I
was a
miss that guy.
genius, man. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the things he would say about the world we're living in right now. Oh, my God. Is there any comedian out there that is close to what Carlin did?
Not now. I don't think
Like a
so.
present day, yeah.
I can't think of a present day George Carlin.
Yeah.
I have to look into that. I'd have to look around and see if there's anyone close to that because he was pretty political.
He was, man. He was a great wordsmith. He would dissect what things mean and he would just rattle off like a whole 5 minute monologue about words and how they're
But he'd
associated,
make
how
it
the words
funny.
change. What's
But
up?
he'd make it hilarious.
He'd make it hilarious. But yeah,
Fucking
dude,
funny.
he was basically a philosopher. And yeah, I don't think there's anyone else who is here that can carry the torch that that brother did, man. Richard Pryor, you got a couple guys who came up under him who are close to what Richard was doing and that kind the what was happening, especially in urban spaces. You got a couple cats, yet your Eddie Murphys, and then you had your Martin Lawrences, Chris Rocks, Cat Williams. I kind of putting that Jay Chappelle's, who kind of carried it some forward, but. And those are just the African American ones. There are white ones also. I think Bill Burr is still one of my favorite comedians right now. He's been one of my favorites for a very long period of time, but there are very
No, he was on the
few.
Chappelle show too,
Yeah,
off
he
and
was on
on
the
for
show.
his
And
skits.
he did frequent some black spaces, which was kind of interesting that Bill Burr kind of, I would say, so in black comedians they call it crossing over when you go from a black audience to a white audience, and or same thing with like if you're a hip hop group or whatnot, and you or cross over to the mainstream. But Bill Burr is one of those that like he performed a lot in black spaces. He would be on like BET and stuff like that, and Chappelle Show, and he cross over to white spaces, even though he's a white comedian. But yeah, a lot of white comedians who are like that who still haven't crossed over. Uh, Gary Oldman's, I think the guy's name is. He predominantly in black spaces, but now since social media, he's crossing over to white spaces. He always joke like he has tons of white people at his shows now when it didn't used to be like that. So
Yeah.
you got kind of those folks, but I haven't. Maybe if they care to listen and put in the comment section, if there's anyone that they know of that is kind of, coming close to the things that George Carlin used to do and talk about, dude, I would love to follow that comedian,
Yeah.
dude. That stuff that would be awesome if I just got that out. But hey, man, we've been jibber jabbing for over an hour,
Yeah.
dude.
It's
We
like,
we,
what's
we
the
always
time?
like, yeah, dude. We always have like an agenda of shit rants we'll talk about. We'll put it off for next time, and we'll start talking, and like it's an hour has passed. But hey,
I've
man,
already
this
got
is
one of my rants done. We'll touch up on another rant another day.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
keep a
For I
running
mean, yeah,
list.
I
I
mean,
check it
we
off
talked
as we
about
go.
well, we talked about guns half this podcast, so hopefully we'll still be we won't get blacklisted off of social
Ah.
media, off of Instagram, or off of YouTube because of it. Because we talked about guns
We
for
have
God
tons of
knows
gun
how long.
tubers on there. I think we're fine.
Sure, sure. That's true. Also, I didn't think of that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But it's always been good catching up with you, brother. So we can end it here. Because this is that time and people want to go to bed or do whatever they're doing. So I will say good night, Dick.
Good night, asshole. We'll
Good
talk
to see you.
later.
All right, brother. Peace and love. I'll talk to you later.
Later.